address some important conversations happening across the WNBA, including remarks made earlier this week by Nafisa Khalid.
When the WNBA commissioner apparently lost it over a straightforward advertising, nobody was ready for what transpired. This was supposed to be just another Caitlin Clark sponsorship spot, but instead it led to stressful boardroom conversations, emergency calls, behind-the-scenes drama, and some very telling radio silence. But here's the worst part. The advertisement itself was completely okay. Pride was what it truly destroyed. Keep watching because everything the commercial never said is revealed in the repercussions.
One of the moments a lot of people have been waiting on, of course, Caitlin Clark now has her own brand logo with Nike, and everybody's been like, where's the love? Where's the rest of the love been? We've been very critical of Nike on this channel for that. I would have loved to have seen Caitlin Clark say, you know what? I'm going to get away from my agent. I'm going to get away from Nike. I'm going to go with somebody else. Agent and brand representation for shoes and other athletic.
It was intended for Christmas Day to be untouchable. Not in a spiritual sense, but in the business sense, where electronics stop buzzing, email notifications go dark, and corporate executives act as though their year-long tragedies have graciously chosen to take a 24-hour break.
It's all in my statement, but I have the utmost respect for Nafisa and for every single player in our league. They are at the center of everything we do. I was disheartened to hear that some players feel the league and me personally do not care about them or listen to them. And if the players in the W don't feel appreciated and valued by the league, then we have to do better and I have to do better. We know how great these players are on and off the court, how much they mean to our league, our fans, and our communities. If they don't feel that, I will do everything I can to change that. No one should ever...
The top brass of the WNBA was hoping for just that kind of break. After months filled with incredibly high viewership figures, never-ending controversies, clubhouse drama, and internet disputes that resembled celebrity feuds rather than genuine sports conversation, it felt like redemption to be silent.
Giving us a commercial, stirring up some buzz, giving us a potential release date, a time frame for when her shoe's going to come out, her signature collection already slowly starting to trickle out.
It was an easy dream. Instead of the turmoil surrounding women's hoops, let the sports media concentrate on football scores, basketball holiday games, and festive outfits. Then, at precisely 10 a.m., Nike arrived and declared that Tranquilly was totally overrated.
Hey, this is dropped on Christmas. They waited to Christmas. I assume this will probably come out during NBA basketball today. Caitlin Clark's quote from Anywhere Nike ad features Travis Scott and the Kelsey brothers. They are in this ad. We're one step closer to Caitlin Clark's signature shoe unveiling. But before that, the moment has arrived in 2026. Nike has released the first official spot centered around the women's basketball superstar.
This was not coming through team accounts, league channels, or any other WNBA-controlled medium that could be properly explained, toned down, or massaged. Nike made a bold, professional, and unreserved 30-second statement with Caitlin Clark at the forefront. At league headquarters, a calm holiday morning suddenly turned into a complete emergency. This was not your normal advertising for shoes. Nike made the announcement that they will be following their own set of regulations.
Clark's first official Nike ad for her merchandise line for the CC logo with all of it dropped, and it is so good. And then they went and dropped a second one. They're both on her Instagram. I'm going to show you some of the first. First of all, it features some heavy hitters. Second of all, the way that it features so many places that were important to Caitlin Clark is just so thoughtful and incredible. Her neighborhood in West Des Moines, the University of Iowa, the Indiana Fever, the New Heights spot, like everywhere.
Why would the commissioner allegedly go into total holiday panic over a single advertisement? You must understand how the WNBA has historically operated. This league has supported group thinking for many years. Any individual is subordinate to the organization. Since no single athlete should overwhelm the entire organization, the brand is given prominence and equitable promotion across the board in theory. It's a collaborative, safe, and principled method. It's also a strategy that falls apart when a real superstar shows there. Introducing Caitlin Clark. Holding the wrecking ball bearing the Nike logo. This advertisement went beyond sports promotion. It sounded like a preview for a big-budget movie. Winter scenery, amazing photographs, and cultural meaning that permeates every moment. Appearances by wealthy individuals who could easily buy several WNBA teams.
Sporting Goods giving Caitlin Clark her own part of the website. We've been on Nike's neck as of lately. Dare I say, this actually shows some creativity? Dare I say this Caitlin Clark is proof that you can make it from anywhere is brilliant? Let's take a look. Make it from anywhere, of course. Of course, at face value, anywhere on the court.
The things that were omitted spoke just as strongly as those that were included. There are no visible league logos. There was little evidence that the goal was to improve women's basketball as a whole. One person, one brand, one vision, and one statement were highlighted. She is not a part of the system. She explains it. That's precisely where the anger is said to have started. It feels less like advertising and more like rebellion to watch a large sponsor program when your whole job is about upholding balance, authority, and public image. Nike featured more than just Caitlin Clark. She was elevated by Nike outside of the league. No coordination efforts, no permission requests, and no pretense of teamwork. They click publish and let social media take care of the rest. Board members began posing challenging queries. The commissioner found the landscape had changed in the middle of all that tumult. The commercial-specific information made matters worse, while she was preoccupied with maintaining flawless organization. There are no WNBA highlight reels and no league legacy recognition.
Our shoe is on her way! Yesterday on Christmas, Nike finally dropped a commercial featuring Caitlin Clark and her new Nike logo. Last year, she signed an 8-year deal for $24 million with Nike, which includes a signature shoe. And then we hadn't heard anything about it for forever. Now she's finally getting a commercial showing her shoe is on the way. And while the commercial's not up to like Asia Wilson levels of fun, it's still a cute little commercial featuring shooting her signature logo 3, stating from anywhere, meaning she can shoot from anywhere. And the commercial has cute little Easter egg featuring like her upward team from when she was a kid, her driver from where she used to practice all the time.
There are no visual indicators that this celebrity functions within a broader context. The advertisement only existed in Clark's private sphere. A performing area was created out of that driveway. Ambience was generated by the snowfall. Distance turned into a metaphor. There was no way to make the underlying message more obvious. Her impact extends beyond organizations, stadiums, and geographic boundaries. From any location wasn't just advertising text. It was a good warning. The warning struck like a goods train, according to league leaders. Sponsors and leagues had traditionally cooperated under the unwritten pact. We fill seats, you move merchandise, and you raise our profile. The gentleman's agreement was totally destroyed by this advertisement. Nike made it quite evident that they are not loyal to the institutional branding of the WNBA. The timing exacerbated the situation. Recall that equity-focused business that was promoted as the game changer of the future and positioned as revolutionary. Publicly supported by the commissioner as a solution to athlete compensation and off-season exposure. They allegedly made Caitlin Clark an astonishing financial offer behind closed doors. Little time investment. The chance to lead yet another experimental league endeavor. She flatly rejected them.
On this one, we have been waiting for Caitlin Clark to make her return to the Kelsey Brothers New Heights podcast. She made her way back and talked about her new sneaker that's going to be dropping. They're going to be better than Jordans, better than Kobe's, all of that. All of that. I can't wait to get mine. I can't wait.
But the one thing I'm frustrated with is I think she has the worst marketing team ever. I've never seen a marketing team that allows a player to completely alienate her consumer base. Guys, I didn't watch a shoe commercial. What I watched was Nike still trying to do a diversity commercial.
Back then, the narrative implied that she was making a mistake by choosing leisure over responsibility and turning down an opportunity to advance the sport. Then, in just 30 seconds, Nike's commercial obliterated the entire plot when Christmas morning finally arrived. The stats presented a dismal image. In only one day, Clark's advertising generated more engagement than the whole launch plan of the rival league. Exponentially more, not just slightly more. These were the kinds of figures that silently disappear from executive meeting presentation slides. It became impossible to deny reality. Caitlin Clark's fame wasn't created by the league. The star was driving the league ahead on his own. Negotiating power vanishes entirely as that reality sets in. Well-known faces don't work for free. This appeared to be Super Bowl commercial quality rather than a lighthearted Christmas content drop, and every shot exuded significant effort, making the disparity blatantly apparent. Caitlin Clark was the focal point of this enormous marketing campaign. The commercial did more than just sell stuff. Even if her actual league still struggles with low production quality, restricted television distribution, and paychecks that are insignificant in comparison to her external earning potential. The disparity between individual value and organizational remuneration was brought to light.